right, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, 8 days in a row of work, and today was the worst. Today was just fucked. I had to put this waterproofing behind some already laid steel in the sun, just getting scratched up. My arms couldn't fit through the steel. The fucking heat gun couldn't fit. It was an absolute fucking nightmare. And I got it done. I somehow got it done. It took me fucking forever. I burnt my fingers. And then the big dude comes over. He fucking watched me do it. He's a good dude as well, like this guy. But he came over when I was like halfway done. And he was watching me. And then he walked away. And then when I finished, he comes over and he's like, "That's in the wrong spot." I'm like, "You got to be fucking kidding me." He's like, "Yeah, it's got to be in line with the formwork here." I'm like, "There's no indication at all that it should be there. You haven't even cut out a space for me to fucking work in there. It's here. It's all lined up here." And then fucking everyone got involved. No one took any blame. One guy was like, "I told you to line it up with the formwork." The other guy was like this, and fucking that cunt was like that. And I'm like, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. I don't care if it's here or there. I don't give a fuck. Blame it on me. I did it wrong. I don't care. I just don't want to do it again. But there's no avoiding it. I have to do it again. I have to move it like 20 centimeters to the left and go through the whole fucking thing again tomorrow. Oh my God. You have no fucking idea how fucking pissed I was. I swear to God, in the last 3 days, over half my day, well, today, full day, was work that I didn't need to do. It was all wrong. Yesterday, I was fucking explaining to this cunt, I'm like, this is where we have to cut it, because if we cut it here, we can fold it down and it will cover fucking the water stop, okay? Do we understand? Are we all on board? Yes, yes, yes. I go to do my end, I look back and it's just jagged cut, fucking like an insane person has just tested to see if their knife is sharp. Like my daughter chopping something up. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? And he's like, "I'm doing it in line here." I'm like, we just spoke 2 seconds ago. I told you to cut here. Oh my God. So that fucked up. And then obviously the day before, I mentioned it in the podcast anyway. It's just too much. It's too fucking much. It's 1 month until I go to Spain, and I don't even know if I'm going to make it. I mean, make it through 4 weeks of work. I'll be making it to Spain. Even if I have to fucking swim, I'll be going to Spain. But these 8 days have just erased any memory of any fucking joy I had. I can't even remember being in Perth or doing I can't even remember doing comedy ever. I can't remember being happy. When was the last time I was happy? Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. I'm over it. Anyway, it's fucking Monday. It could be fucking Wednesday. Who cares? For me, every day is just a blur of what the fuck am I doing. So anyway, we'll get to fucking this week's Ask Boyle, because it's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation, comedian, philosopher, crane operator, Le Boyle. Oh, I forgot waterproofer. Le Boyle. Then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. It's all fucking there. There's Ask Boyle. Put your question in. I need some stories. Send in some stories. Go for it. There's the Patreon as well. I actually took a little video of what I had to do today at fucking waterproofing. So I'll put that on the Patreon. It's a cunt. You'll get a visual of what I had to do. So that's there. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by Baz. Fucking Bazza. And here it is. I don't know where he's from. I'm going to assume Australia. So here it is. Where do you stand on a scale of 1 to 10 of belief? 1 being no belief, 10 being full belief. Please justify. And he's got a list of things, so I won't be able to do that real fun. Well, Bazza, you have come to the right place. So I just did it then, so you don't miss out on that. But I'll get back to the question. So, 1 to 10, 1 being no belief, 10 being full belief. So his first one is tarot / tea leaves / crystals. Well, let's see. Tarot, I know nothing about tarot, and the few people I know who fuck with tarot cards, I want to say they're nice people, but generally they're unemployed and, and they smoke bongs out of a purple bong, and they're generally unemployable. So when they ask if I want my tarots read, I'm usually like, can you have a shower? So tarot, I absolutely know nothing about tarots. Tea leaves, I don't know anything about tea leaves either. Tea leaves is more like indigenous fucking South American, like Mayan or something like that, eh? Like the Incan. Like if it was a shaman doing tea leaves for me before a fucking ayahuasca session, then maybe. Let's put that fucking 7. If a chick named Fiona, who works in accounts for fucking who gives a shit, is doing the tea leaves or tarots, then 0. That's the same with the tarots. If it's a fucking weird looking chick from Transylvania in Hungary or Budapest or some shit like that doing the tarot cards, then I'd put that at 6. If Fiona is doing them again, 0. And crystals. Now, crystals I have a little bit more of a vibe about. Crystals, when I was going through what in retrospect was full-blown conspiracy theory psychosis, I got into crystals, and it's always a challenge to differentiate from between things that actually work and things that you believe work. Like, belief is pretty strong. So I started getting crystals, and I used to carry them around with me. I even made my own orgone. I've gone through this before, and I believed the orgone worked. I still kind of believe it works. I found it fucking last year or the year before or whenever the fuck it was. But I remember I used to carry this lapis lazuli with me. And the first time I ever did well in comedy on stage, like properly well, I had it in my pocket. It was when I was carrying crystals, when I started carrying crystals, that I started doing well at comedy. So for about a year, I carried lapis lazuli in my pocket every time I went on stage. And not every time it worked, but it worked quite a lot until eventually I was like, look, I have to give up the crystal. How much is this crystal ruling me? Like, am I going to be able to do it without it? So I ended up fucking getting rid of the crystals, and then I bombed until I put them back in my pocket. No, that didn't actually happen. I just got rid of it and then started writing jokes. So it might have been the crystal. It might have been the joke writing. I don't know. So crystal, I'm going to say I'll give crystals. I think with a lot of these things, people are more susceptible to it than others. Like if your chakras and shit are open, like it could, I don't know. affect you. But I will give it a 4. I need more evidence. I'll take a 4 on the crystals. Now, what's the next one? A higher power. In brackets, he's got God, Buddha. High power, that's an easy one for me. That is a 10 out of 10. If only for the reason that it's of absolutely no benefit. If there is one, a higher power, and you believe there is, then you've got nothing to answer to. I always believed in you. But if you say no, arrogantly no, there's no high power, and then you get up there and there is one, then you've got a few things to fucking answer for. Like, what were you thinking down there? Did you think it was all a fucking accident, mate? And then you'll be like, well, I thought as long as I'm a good person, I didn't have to believe in a higher power. And they'll be like, you weren't even a good person, cunt. You're a piece of shit down there as well. But aside from that as well, yeah, I believe in gods. I know there's the gods because I saw them on mushrooms. There's definitely the gods. I'm unsure of like a ultimate creator god because I didn't see the ultimate creator. I'm not too sure if you can even conceive of that, but I did see some gods. I even saw Buddha, to be honest with you, when I was on mushrooms. I saw him floating in the clouds. But Buddha was apparently a historical figure. There's not really that much denying that. It's just whether he transcended, whether he was enlightened or not, and what that even means. But yeah, I'm all up for a higher power. Seems good to me. It's of no benefit to me to deny one just in case there is one. It's a lose-lose if you deny a higher power because you're going to black and there's no one to talk about it to. And if there is one, you're fucked. So I'll go 10 out of 10. I love you, God. Love you, Buddha. All right, the next one, astrology, horoscopes. Now, horoscopes, astrology, I was always like 0. Well, like if it's the one in the newspapers, 0. Unless it's real good, then 10. So that astrology, no, 0. There's Indian astrologers. I also give them 0. They seem to really get nothing right either. However, I remember reading Carl Jung's book. I think it was his autobiography, and he just mentioned something. It wasn't like a big part of it, but he was like, the thing is with astrology is they're not taking it from the correct starting point. If they started in the correct spot, then the stars would align in the correct thing, and then you would be able to make predictions. And I can't really remember exactly what he said, but I remember it triggered something in my head going, okay, maybe there's something to this astrology thing. If Carl Jung is saying there could be something to it, then I know I'm one of the greatest minds of the generation, but Jung might be just ahead of me. So I don't want to fucking say 0 if Jung is saying there could be something to it. So just because Jung said that thing that I can't remember in a book, I can't remember which one it was, I'll say 7. Now, let's take that down to 6. All right, 6 out of 10 for astrology based on an off-the-cuff comment Carl Jung said in a book I can't remember. Superstition. Touch wood, walk under ladders. See, I'm very superstitious. I've got like too many superstitions. I'm a don't walk under ladders. I'm a touch wood. I'm a don't put your fucking t-shirt on, or don't wear your t-shirt if you put it on backwards first. I'm a say some prayers if you see 11:11. I'm fucking all over the place. I am not someone that will tempt fate. I can't take any more superstitions on board either. I'm a walk down the fucking walk down the street and don't step on the cracks type of guy. I don't know what any of it does, but I'd rather not find out, if you know what I mean. I fucking smashed a mirror at work once, like years ago, and I almost had a fucking panic attack. I was like, 10 years? I've got 10 years of fucking bad luck. And I did have 10 years of bad luck after it. Whether it was caused by the mirror or severe alcoholism, drug abuse, and just general criminal behavior, I don't know. So, superstition, I don't know how much I believe in them. Like, if you put a gun to my head and say, do you believe walking under a ladder does anything? I would almost say definitely not. But I'd also say, I just don't want to tempt fate. So I don't know how to rank that. I don't believe it, but I also don't want to fuck with it. So I'd say like superstitions, 3 or 4. 4, let's say 4. Because you don't know how your consciousness affects what's happening out in the world. You know what I mean? Like Rafael Nadal, he had some serious superstitions and he won 22 Grand Slams. The Boyle also has some superstitions, and I'm welding plastic to other plastic in a steel cage. So I don't know if it's just the superstitions that make you successful, but they don't hurt. Anyway, what's the next one? The next one is ghosts and spirits. He's got in brackets, Ouija board fear. Ouija board. I never fucked with a Ouija board. Who needs to bring spirits back? Fuck that. They always scared me as well, so I wasn't into it. And ghosts, well, if you've been following the podcast for years, you know the Boyle was haunted by a ghost for many years when he was just a young buck. And then years later, it was confirmed by my fucking auntie. I did a full episode about it. It's called Ghost Story, I think. Look it up. So, ghosts, I would say 8. Spirits, ghosts, 8, 9. 9? No, 9. Let's go 9. Like 90% that actually happened to me. 10% I'll leave to a genetic disposition to schizophrenia. Okay? But my cousin also saw the same ghost as well. So, I don't know. Anyway, next one. Afterlife. 110. 110 out of 10. Afterlife is the only thing that fucking makes sense to me. I've done some pondering and I think consciousness survives the death of the body. I believe it's probably reincarnation in some fucking way, and I'm comfortable with that. Just death, just straight up fucking the blackness abyss of nothingness. That makes no sense to me. There's no real thing as nothing. There's no nothing. Show me some nothing. Find me some nothing. Nothing is an insane belief. Nothing. Plus, that aligns with like Buddhism and even Christianity and even all the religions actually pretty much have some concept of the afterlife. Except the atheists. Those dweebs. So I'm down 10 out of 10, 110 out of 10. For the afterlife, I'm all about it. The Boyle is coming back as something not very good, and it's going to take a long time to claw his way back. But, you know, I still believe in it. At this stage, it would probably be better for me if there was no afterlife. If it just all went to black, I would feel much, much better. If it just went to complete abyss, switch off the switch, and just complete black nothingness, I would feel much, much better than I feel right now, because I feel like I'm going to have to answer a few questions. And I would rather it just turn straight to black, to be honest with you, because there's not many excuses. there's a long line of offenses that that don't really have a justification. So if it is just fade to black, I'm also happy with that, but I have absolutely 0 fucking percent chance of that happening. Plus, I went through the dyeing process on ayahuasca and it wasn't go to black. I can tell you that right now. And last but not least, aliens. 110 aliens are around. I know a couple. I've bumped into a few. How are you, Dino? What's happening, Will? Maybe even my mate Gav, but he's a bit of a cooker. But they're all around. Don't worry. They'll show up. A lot of these things, like, there's a thing, like, it depends how open you are to certain things. When you're very open to things, things seem to fucking reveal themselves to you. If you're closed off, you're not going to see shit. None of this shit's going to exist. But if you're just fucking out there having a look around, paying attention, you've got to pay a lot of attention a lot of the time, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on that is happening right in front of you that you're just missing because you're too distracted. I'm missing it as well. I used to have fucking real weird shit happening to me all the time, but now I'm fucking busy all the time. I got kids, I'm on my phone. The wonder of the world is passing me by. That's why I need to leave this fucking job. I need to get back to the aliens. I need to see the afterlife again. I need to get back to all this stuff. I need the crystals. I want all this stuff back in my life. This is the good stuff. This is the fun stuff. The drudgery and bullshit of life, that closes you off. You need to be open. Be open to it all. What is the fucking point of denying any of it? Who cares? Just say, yeah, all right, fucking blow me away. Show me something. Show me something, world. If you walk around with your eyes open, not distracted, fucking just saying in your head, show me something. Show me something crazy. If you walk around like that for fucking like a month, I guarantee you're going to see something insane. Show me something. Show me something crazy. Reveal it to me. Reveal. Show me. Show me. The world acts in mysterious ways. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, fucking thanks for the question, Bazza. That'll do for tonight, and I'll see ya the fuck later.